With the release of Illumination's new film, The Grinch, let's venture back in time for a history lesson on our favorite hairy, pot-bellied, pear-shaped, snub-nosed humanoid.
The Grinch!
The Grinch lives at the top of Mount Crumpet, where he overlooks the optimistic town of Whoville. He hates the Christmas season, for why we don't know the reason, and one night disguises himself as Santa Claus to steal all the presents from the citizens of Whoville. He eventually returns the gifts he stole after he realizes what Christmas is all about and takes part in the Who's Christmas celebration. The Grinch's first appearance was in the May 1955 issue of Redbook. Dr. Seuss created a 32-line poem titled The Hubbub and the Grinch. The poem tells the story of the Hubbub who loves the sun, but the Grinch tries to convince him that the sun isn't so dandy, so he can buy a piece of green string for 98 cents. The Grinch went on to make his book debut in the 1957 story How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The book was written and illustrated by Dr. Seuss and was published by Random House. The book eventually went on to become a holiday icon despite the Grinch's hatred of the season. It is a book that I love to read to my students every December. This classic story had well-constructed rhymes and questioned the commercialism of the holidays. 9 years after the release of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Chuck Jones, who worked for Warner Brothers Animation for Looney Tunes shorts, directed an animated television featurette of the same name.
As the Grinch took the tree, as he started to shove, he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast and he saw a small who, little Cindy Lou Who.
The show included the iconic holiday song, You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel.
Boris Karloff, who formerly played Frankenstein's monster, served as the story's narrator and voice of the Grinch. The story featured greed, bitterness, a moral of good, and kindness. The animated movie captured the true meaning of Christmas. Dr. Seuss took a break from the character for many years. It wasn't until 1977 when the Grinch made his return. Dr. Seuss responded to fan demands that he create something new for the character. Dr. Seuss created the tale Halloween is Grinch Night.
Max!
Served as a prequel to the 1966 animated film. This animated film was released in October of 1977 and Hans Conroy served as both the narrator and voice of the Grinch. A storm approaches Whoville and the Grinch sees it as a perfect opportunity to steal Halloween. His plans are foiled by a young boy when he encounters the Grinch and decides he must be stopped. In 1982, Marvel greenlit a special written by Dr. Seuss that was a crossover for two of the biggest characters, the Grinch and the Cat in the Hat.
Oh, that darkness is getting quite dull, don't you think?
This animated short and Halloween is Grinch Night weren't as iconic as the 1966 film, but both films received Emmy Awards.
All right.
The Grinch went on to star as a puppet, a rare form for the character, in several episodes of the 1996 Nick Jr. show, The Wubbulous World of Dr. Seuss.
He's green, and he's not just out to destroy Christmas anymore. He's the Grinch. Watch him as he squinches and grinches his way through all new adventures on The Wubbulous World of Dr. Seuss. Every Sunday at 8, 7 Central on the only network for you and him, Nickelodeon.
One of the most popular forms of the Grinch is the 2000 live-action film How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The family comedy was directed by Ron Howard and starred Jim Carrey as the Grinch. The film was a financial success. The film spent 4 weeks at number 1 at the box office and grossed $260 million in the United States.
30, dinner with me. I can't cancel that again. 7 o'clock, wrestle with my self-loathing. I'm booked. Of course, if I bump the loathing to 9, I could still be done in time to lay in bed.
It was the first time a feature film was based on a Dr. Seuss book. This is one of my favorite holiday films, with Jim Carrey's over-the-top performance providing an exciting experience. A video game titled The Grinch, which I played as a kid on the PlayStation, was released on several platforms, including the PC. The Grinch also was portrayed on Broadway starting in 2006. The story was turned into a play by the Children's Theater Company in Minneapolis in the mid-90s. The show eventually made it to Broadway. The Grinch was also part of Seussical, a crossover play between various Dr. Seuss characters. Now we get to today. Illumination Entertainment is adapting the story into an animated film simply titled The Grinch, with Benedict Cumberbatch voicing the Grinch. The film is set to release in theaters on November 9th. The Grinch has been mentioned throughout the holiday season and has become an icon for Christmas time. He has appeared in many books for young kids to read and has been created into many forms of collectibles. I even have a few Grinch Funko Pops myself. Throughout the 50 plus years we have seen the Grinch, one thing is for sure, Christmas time would not be the same without him.
Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?
But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought up a lie and he thought it up quick.
Thanks for checking out my video about the history of the Grinch. If you would like to see more videos done in this format, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe to my channel. My name is Justin and I love to watch movies, and if you do too, please join the discussion down below. You guys are the best as always. This is Just Watch Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.